What's the best breakfast for diabetics? In this video, I'll share the best options to control diabetes with the day's most important meal, breakfast. Why focus so much on breakfast? Because if you mess up this meal, your blood sugar will likely spike, and by lunchtime, you'll already have higher blood sugar levels, making it harder to control throughout the day, which is very harmful for you. Making good breakfast choices makes it much easier to manage diabetes. That's why I always say breakfast is key for good diabetes control. What should you do and avoid for breakfast? What are the main mistakes? I'll cover all this in today's video. I've split this video into 6 key points about the best breakfast options. Let's start with number 1, which is essential: some protein. Why protein? Because protein keeps you full. Protein's great for muscles, immunity, and overall health, so it's crucial to eat at least some protein at breakfast. What are good protein sources? Not just meats, but eggs are fantastic for breakfast. I love them. If you eat an egg, keep the yolk. It's packed with vitamins, nutrients, thiamine, and choline. Great for memory and vision. The yolk's nutritionally rich and has healthy fats that can even improve your cholesterol. So don't toss it out. Skipping yolks is more for those who eat lots of eggs. For instance, I eat 5 to 6 eggs as I work out at night. I wake up starving and need protein for my muscles. Since I eat 5 or 6 eggs, I remove 4 yolks. So I end up eating 6 egg whites and 2 yolks. If you eat more eggs, consider this. But for 1 or 2 eggs, keep the yolks. This type of cholesterol won't harm your health. Well, the number one thing you can't skip is some protein. If you don't like eggs, dairy products are another option. Go for low-fat options. They have fewer calories but still provide protein. Milk is only bad for those with lactose intolerance or sensitivity. If milk makes you sick, that's okay. You don't need to cut out lactose otherwise. Only if you really need it. There are lactose-free options too, preferably skimmed, okay? But what if I have an allergy to milk protein? Many people do. In that case, you should avoid it. But that's an exception, all right? So, a little bit of protein. Another good protein source, not just milk, but dairy products like cheese. We'll talk more about what you can pair it with later, okay? But always try to eat some protein for satiety and health. Number 2 that you also need for breakfast is fiber. Fiber aids digestion and lowers the glycemic index of foods. I'll focus on fibers that are easy to add to your diet. These are chia and flaxseed, for example. You can add a bit of these fibers, usually 2 dessert spoons to start your day. A dessert spoon typically contains about 5 grams each. So, there, 1 or 2 dessert spoons. I use just 1. I don't like too much fiber early for my taste. This is fine. This way I feel full, improve absorption, and it helps with digestion. So, adding fiber is very beneficial. Proteins, fibers, are second step. Take notes to apply this. I'm sure it'll help control your diabetes. So, a bit of fiber. You can get fiber from food, but it's harder, okay? Like veggies or grains, but many can't prep all that early. Got it? Or dark leafy greens, but that's less realistic. I don't know if you have time for breakfast prep, but I know you're resourceful and can get good fats and fiber. Agreed? Always keeping it real. No point talking about Norwegian deep-sea salmon if you can't get it in your area. Tell me what you eat for breakfast and where you live. What's the traditional breakfast there? I'm from Porto Alegre, and in this video, I'll comment on what I eat for breakfast. But I want to know where you're from, so I can give you a shout-out at the end. Write it here. Number 3 to keep in mind is fluid intake. Preferably low or no calorie drinks, like water or flavored water. I really enjoy sparkling water. It's fine to drink sparkling water, okay? I know some say it's bad for you. That's all nonsense. You can definitely have some sparkling water. I add half a squeezed lemon. If it's too sour, just add a lemon slice for subtle flavor, or use your preferred fruit. We like passion fruit or citrus, like orange slices. Avoid high-carb drinks like whole fruit juices, such as grape or orange juice. Many start their day with a glass of grape juice, but that's packed with high glycemic carbs. Diabetics should be careful here, okay? It can spike your blood sugar levels. That's just how it works. It's a simple carb your body processes. Is grape juice healthy or not? Grape juice is healthy, but I'm talking specifically about controlling blood sugar levels. The healthiest option isn't always best for diabetics. You need to understand and discern that you should avoid this type of juice. Chocolate, soda, those are obvious no-nos, right? You know this, But diabetics should also avoid whole fruit juices in the morning. Orange juice isn't a good choice either, as we'll discuss carbs soon. It's better to get fiber from other sources than from juice, okay? So, opt for low or zero calorie drinks, like water, as I mentioned. Staying hydrated helps with satiety. Our brain often mistakes thirst for hunger, and I notice many people don't drink fluids right after waking up. This is also a mistake, as it can lead to dehydration. Diabetics need a much higher level of hydration. I saw this when working in the ER with diabetic patients. Many arrived dehydrated as kidneys try to balance blood sugar by eliminating it through urine, and along with the sugar, some water is lost too. So you get dehydrated more often than someone without diabetes, so you need to stay hydrated. It's key to hydrate early, as drinking late can disrupt sleep, like in my case. After 8 p.m., I stop drinking liquids. If thirsty, I gargle to moisten my throat, but don't drink, as I'd wake up often. By doing this, I wake up naturally. If I drink liquids, I'll be up all night using the bathroom. It's not always a health issue, but it's best to avoid. So, make up for fluid intake in the morning. As for boxed chocolate drinks or juices, don't even get me started. Avoid these to prevent sugar spikes and loss of control. That's much better for you. And number 4, which you must have, is what we're talking about here. I know I'm talking a lot, but remember, protein, fiber, liquids, and number 4, fruits. Fruits are great to start your day. They have nutrients, antioxidants, and vitamins. Diabetics often lack vitamins, so eating fruits will also help you. Remember, fruit fructose won't harm your diabetes control. It's not the problem. You can include fruit carbs in your diet. They come with fiber and nutrients you need for health. So you don't need to cut out fruits, okay? There's no need to fear fruits. I see diabetics are very afraid of fruits due to some scary videos online about them. So, what are good fruits to start your day with? I really like berries, like strawberries and raspberries, and high fiber options like apples. Do you like apples? Well, apples are very convenient. I really enjoy eating apples too. Guava is another example. I'll talk more about fruits, so feel free to ask. Apples, oranges with pulp, plums, peaches, and blackberries are all options. Look at all the fruits you can eat because they have a low glycemic load and few carbs per serving. They won't overload your system or cause excess fructose, as some say. Eating a bit of raspberry or cherry won't hurt. Who likes cherries? I really like them. This won't affect your diabetes control. You'll get the nutrients without excess carbs, and these carbs will have a lower glycemic index. What's the glycemic index? How much does a food raise your blood sugar when you eat it? Remember I mentioned orange juice? If you eat the orange, you get the fiber. Keep in mind you'll be doing this with a meal. So eating half an orange with pulp isn't just that. You'll get fiber from other items plus protein. All this helps slow digestion and lower the glycemic index. So yes, it's healthy. Some fruits are higher in carbs and need extra attention. These fruits aren't forbidden for diabetics. You can eat them, but be more careful with bananas, mangoes, and grapes. Why? They provide more carbs per serving, okay? We need to understand that portion size impacts your diet and blood sugar control. Number 5. Complex carbohydrates. Remember when I talked about fruits, that type of carbohydrate? If you don't like fruit in the morning, try complex carbs like whole grain breads with lots of grains. This swap gives you good complex carbs for energy, helping you reach your next meal without hunger. It's not helpful to eat little for breakfast and then have a big snack at 9 or 10 a.m., which could spike your blood sugar at lunch and throw off your whole day, okay? So don't restrict too much or be overly afraid of food. Fear is never the solution when it comes to diabetes. So if you like a roll with eggs, remember it's not just about eating bread. Pair it with protein and fiber to help reduce sugar absorption. Complex carbs can definitely be part of your diet. It's the simple ones you should avoid, okay? Like adding sugar to your coffee. Did I mention drinks? Calorie-free coffee is also an option. I love coffee, either black or with a splash of skim or steamed milk. I usually have coffee with milk in the morning, then black coffee throughout the day. When people say carbs, they often mean simple carbs, also known as sugar. But complex carbs aren't as scary thanks to their fiber content. Sugar, though, is definitely worth avoiding. Number 6, a crucial point many get wrong is about fats. Should diabetics avoid fats? No, they don't have to. But you should choose unsaturated fats. These fats can even boost your HDL cholesterol. You need to avoid saturated fats. Not just trans fats everyone talks about, but saturated fats too. For example, if you eat eggs, boil them, or use a non-stick pan. Don't use saturated fats like lard. I don't know if you like lard, but starting your day with it means more saturated fat, calories, and possibly higher cardiovascular risk. Diabetics must be careful about this. So try to avoid these types of fats. Bacon, for instance. Some people love eggs with bacon. It might taste great, but diabetics should avoid such fats. Choose unsaturated fats that can boost your HDL or good cholesterol. What are some examples of good fats? Chestnuts and nuts, for example, are a great way to start your day. Olive oil is a healthier option than lard if you really need to add something. Or if you make a salad with dark greens, you can add a bit of olive oil. Olives are also a good source of healthy fats. I love olives, though I don't eat them for breakfast. They're great later in the day. Avocados are another source of healthy fats. Another common mistake is not just the type of fat, but the portion size. Remember, even healthy fats are high in calories. So you need to be very careful about the amount you consume. Item 6 has 2 errors, the type of fat chosen and the quantity. So if you're eating nuts, stick to 2 or 3 chestnuts or walnuts. Be careful with excess calories as they can harm long-term blood sugar control. Despite what you might think, it's a diabetes myth that fats don't affect blood sugar levels. Your blood sugar won't spike right after eating fats if you check it. But long-term, more calories and fat tissue can worsen insulin resistance. So it's not wise to ignore the amount of fats in your diet long-term. Pay special attention to these 2 mistakes. Now I'll suggest a video for you to watch. It's about vitamin B. Did you know 30% of people might be deficient in it? What are the signs and symptoms? This video explains more about B12, and I recommend you watch it now. Take care. See you next time.